Good morning and welcome to the Good Morning Africa show on Housing TV Africa. Today we want to have a very interesting segment on the show. Usually we kickstart with I Can Make It, a motivational talk just to charge you for the day. And then also we'll be having a discussion segment that centers on property sector, tackling real estate fraud and sharp practices in Nigeria. I won't be doing this alone. We have a very good hand in the housing and built environment who we will be having this conversation together. But first, let's go on a quick break, and then when we come back, I'll be introducing my guest. Stick around.
Hello and good morning. You're welcome to the I Can Make It segment. Now, I just want to walk you through a story that really touches my heart. A man named Golden once said, "Women are foolish to think that they are powerless compared to men because they actually are more superior than men." And he went ahead to say that give a woman groceries and she'll make you a meal. Give her a home, she will make you a beautiful home. Give her your heart, she will give you smiles. But he said, if you give her crap, she will give you ... Because women having the power to multiply. Another story comes to mind about a man named Joseph Stalin. It is recorded that he had about 7 million kills to his name. He was a USSR leader back in the day. He used power to the point whereby he put dread, fear, pain, unnecessary deaths in the hearts of men. You may be wondering why these two illustrations. I will juxtapose now. There is power that can empower positively, but there's also power that can empower negatively. It is in our hands, it is in our minds to choose the right way. Do we want power that has a positive ripple effect that will leave a beautiful legacy behind long after we're gone? Or do we want power that could destroy? It could also self-destruct. And what legacy do you leave behind long after you're gone? I'm here to inspire you because making the choice is in your hands. What are you going to do today? What do you fill your mind with when you're alone? What do you fill your time with to make you improve yourself? What do you surround yourself with? What caliber of people do you surround yourself with? These all matter. These gear towards building you to become who you'll be tomorrow. Until next time, keep winning.
Visit Housing TV Africa on YouTube and click on the subscribe button. Subscribe to Housing TV Africa to stay updated on latest happenings in Nigeria's housing sector. Follow our social media pages, like and share our posts. On Facebook, Housing TV Africa. On Twitter, Housing TV Africa. Instagram, Housing TV Africa. Join the conversation and keep up with latest housing updates.
Welcome back from that quick break. That was a very inspirational charge for you to start up your day. Always stay positive and believe in yourself, believe in your hard work, and make sure you do good all the time. So now we're going to move into our focus for today's segment on the Good Morning Africa show. Before we went on a quick break, I earlier gave, a tip of the iceberg on what we'll be focusing on today's show. We'll be looking at property sector, tackling real estate fraud and sharp practices in Nigeria. I won't be doing this alone. I have a professional with me here in the studio in person of Town Planner Umar Shoaib. He was the former coordinator, Abuja Metropolitan Management Council. And today we'll be having this discussion and we'll see how it plays out. You're highly welcome, sir.
Thank you very much. Good morning.
Once again, good morning. Once again, it's always a delight to have you in the studio to discuss such very important matter. Now, the real estate sector has been, populated with a lot of fraudulent activities over the years. We've had a lot of complaints from people. We've had people gone on social media, to call out specific names. We have people that up till now, they still have unresolved cases in the court. But before, we move firstly into today's topic, first, in a layman's term, what is real estate fraud?
Well, thank you very much for having me to discuss this important issue, because really the general public must be informed. They must be sensitized on the actual thing that is happening. Real estate development is a multi-million naira activity. And that, you see, the reason why people are so interested in it is that we have millions of housing deficit. There are so many people that need houses, and these houses are not available. The government is concerned. The citizens are also concerned. So the government, all government, any government that comes to this country, housing issue is one of the priorities, because they want to solve that issue of housing deficit, to make sure people are adequately accommodated in cities. If you don't have a house, you don't have comfort. And at times it affects you psychologically in your productivity, not having accommodation. And that's why you have people that will be working within the city but will be living far away. It will be more convenient for you to live close to where you work. So many people are involved. The government is involved, the property development, private party developers are involved. The people that come, we have the right property developers that don't cut corners. But the majority, unfortunately, in the market today, because they want to capitalize on that issue, because so many people are desperate. They want to capitalize on that desperation to make money. And that is why you have this type of, at times you have so many frauds in the business. You have people that do not have title. There is no way you can develop anywhere, not only in Abuja, without a title. You must have a recognition of the ownership of that land. And there must be a process for you to get to that title. But because, it is a procedure that people don't want to spend, they don't want to make sure that this and that, they want to cut corners and then get land, either by crook or force, to commence development and bring in people, innocent people, that will save their money in order to be comfortable, to have their houses. They will spend so many years saving to make sure they have houses of their own. And then they will be acquainted to buy these houses that don't have proper document. At the end of it all, they lose their investment. That is how serious the matter is.
Wow. So today's conversation is really going to be deep, because when you talk about real estate fraud, it's not, a very shallow topic. It's a broad topic. It's a deep topic, because it touches a lot of corners when it comes to home ownership in Nigeria. And then based on your experience, you happen to be not just a former coordinator of the Abuja Metropolitan Management Council, you are also a seasoned columnist in the Eye of Abuja column of the property development section of the Daily Trust. So I know you have a whole lot of experience concerning real estate fraud. So now, from your experience, what are some of the most common sharp practices or fraudulent activities that occur within the Nigerian real estate sector?
Okay, you see, Abuja is so strategically located. In this country today, there are two cities, Abuja and Lagos, where houses are very expensive. Property development is very expensive, and you make a lot of money in these places. Abuja being the national capital, it attracts so many investors far and wide. So people come with ideas from all nook and corners of Nigeria. You have people that come. In fact, we have even people that come from the international community. So one of the commonest practice is getting a land that doesn't belong to a developer. And how does he get it? All titles in Abuja, you cannot get a title unless you apply. When you apply, they approve your application, they allocate land to you. They first give you right of occupancy before they issue the certificate of occupancy. But because people are desperate, with that right of occupancy, if you have settled all the bill for the certificate of occupancy, the development control will require the proof of the settlement of these ones even before you get the CFO. If actually if the land belongs to yours, they go and request for the authentication of that title in the land registry. And if the land registry confirms, then they can give you building plan approval. But the problem is not there. The problem is that people will go and clone a document that is not theirs. Some of them got the information from the system in the land registry. Some of them got the information outside, because so many people that want to dispose of their lands will make the document to fly in the property market. When a fraudster see a very choice land, he will go and clone it, duplicate, and produce a document that is replica of the original without the knowledge of the owner. They go to development control and apply for building plan approval.
So that is why we'll see in situations whereby one plot of land is being owned by 3 different people.
Exactly. The original owner is there. He doesn't know that somebody is fraudulently applying to get building plan approval on his land. The authority, when they see developer A, maybe Diamond Company, okay. Diamond Nigeria Limited, let's say the name of the company,
okay.
Diamond Nigeria Limited, applying for building plan of his land in plot number 20, Kasana District. It came for approval. The authority will require and get the actual information. Does Diamond Nigeria Limited owns plot number 5 in Kasana District? Land registry will say yes. In the record, it is Diamond Nigeria Limited.
Okay.
And then when the development control gets the confirmation from land, you see, yes, the developer comes, they give him approval.
Okay.
After going through all
the necessary processes.
Then boldly, this man, knowing that it's not his land, he will go and commence the development on the site. And now the real owner, when he sees that his land is under development, that is when he raises
An alarm.
He goes and sees somebody is illegally developing my land. When the authority, the development control, but you have applied and got approval. Say, I'm not the one that applied. Then who applied on my favor, on my behalf? That is when the investigation will commence. So whoever is the owner will be the person that has been given the original right of occupancy. At times you find somebody, a fraudster, will go and claim a certificate of occupancy of a land in which the owner has not yet collected. How do they have the information that plot number so has his certificate of occupancy uncollected in land registry? And then they use their connection, whatever they use, to collect the certificate of occupancy on behalf of the rightful owner. They are the people that knows. So that means there must be connivance of the insiders.
Of course, yes. I just wanted to say that there is an insider feeding out those information.
Most of these things that you see, it takes two to tango.
Yes.
There are people that are working honestly. Yes. There are people that are working dishonestly. That is how the system is today. We have the good and the bad in the system. And the bad paint the good ones black. So now what I urge, advise the property developers and the off-takers themselves, all property owners, make sure that they always constantly visit and make sure that the records are intact, and always visit their land to make sure nobody is developing their lands. It doesn't stop. Also, at times, it doesn't even stop at the land registry. It goes off to Corporate Affairs Commission. Anybody that has interest in somebody's land that is very lucrative will go to Corporate Affairs Commission fraudulently and change the ownership of the directors of that company. It has happened. We caught so many of them like that. The fraud has spread to all other areas that their interests are there. They want to protect their interests, despite the fact they know that whatever there is wrong. So that is how rotten the system is. And the most painful matter, the first issue about this matter is that you have people that save their money.
Yes.
They spend so many years.
Some took loans.
Some took loans. They are retirement dependent benefits. Yeah. They want to pay for this type of land, thinking that they are going to own their houses. When the problem starts, definitely if it is discovered that this man doesn't own the land, is a fraudster, the development control authority will remove that illegal structure. And since these people that have now hooking to get their money is going to be a problem, it only goes in court. Most of the times, the criminals, they abscond.
Yes.
Even if they are served with court notices, there will be nobody to collect the notices. And that is how the case will be destroyed even in the court.
Now, Town Planner Umar, remember we're talking about developers here. We should not forget that even subscribers also fall victims to this. You know, there are cases whereby they buy lands that is fake. You know, we all know that it is fake. And then some other person comes to buy the land at a higher rate.
Yes.
And then the next thing is revoked. So in that particular time, that person selling that land has fixed that subscriber in a very tight corner on how to get back his money. Now his money is gone. There's no land to it because the land is even fake. How can these subscribers not fall victims to these kind of situations? Because it happens almost every day.
You see, the unfortunate issue is that because land allocation is very competitive, most of the times, the people that have money to develop will not get the land being allocated to them. So they resort to buying the land from people that have got the allocation. So they must do their due diligence and make sure that the land they are acquiring for the development. These people are rightful developers. They have their money. They don't want to involve illegality.
Yes.
Unfortunately, they will buy a land that is not the rightful owner. The person that sells to him is
not
fraudster.
yes.
So what I will advise anybody that is looking for land to buy for property development, first of all, if he got the document, he should visit the site and make sure that there's no encumbrance on site. Secondly, he should go to the land registry and conduct a search and make sure that actually the person selling that land to him is the right one. If he goes for the search, the registry will require the original document.
So that means the owner of that original document
Yes.
is the rightful owner of
rightful
that
owner,
land,
because
regardless
if-
of how much the other person is buying it.
Exactly. If anybody that is selling a land to you, we are going for search, you find out that they are doing this and that, you see
It's not
the
straightforward,
the
yes.
document is missing, we have gone to do the right court affidavit on causes and that. Yes, there are people whose document got missing, quite okay. But you may not know whether he has sold to another person earlier. Some mischievous landowners, mischievous, they will send the land to Mr. A. And then Mr. B will come seeking to buy that land. And because they are interested in the money of Mr. B, this part they know they have already sold the land. They want to have a cake.
And have it back. Yes.
And have it back.
Yes.
So, okay, come, let's negotiate. But sorry, my certificate is lost. I've already done court affidavit. You go and do court affidavit. Fraudulently. That means he's selling the land to two people. After selling to some, these issues happen. So when you go on the land registry, you find out so it's a suspicious matter. Please, in order to save your money, go and look for another land. It is not only that land that is there for your development. Please, advisedly, go and look for another land. Leave that one. It could be right, it could be wrong, because of the experience that we have. So, that aside, when a developer do his due diligence and make sure that again, there are other issues. Somebody could give you a certificate of occupancy, ordinance certificate of occupancy, to go for a search. But in actual fact, I told you earlier, there are people that go to claim the certificate of occupancy of people's land that is not theirs.
Yes, yes.
How to solve that problem is company A. Let's use the Diamond Nigeria
Yes,
Limited
limited again.
Diamond owns it. Go to Corporate Affairs Commission.
Okay.
What is the address
Of that
and
business.
Diamond Nigeria Limited? Make sure that you get the corporate headquarters of Diamond Nigeria Limited. Where are they? Where is their location? You can reach them. It's owned by individuals. Who is Director A, Director B? And confirm, yes, there are people that are selling the land to you. Otherwise, if it has been acquired from the registry fraudulently, by the time you go to see Mr. John, who is the chairman of that company, to tell you that, yes, we have a land, but we have not put it for sale. How do you get this document? Katakata will start. Then you have given him an assignment to go and confirm.
Confirm. So it becomes, a very long journey for him. He goes, trying to make a research. It's not a good one.
We
that
have
people
caught
to
so
go
many
through
of these
that.
people.
Yes.
When somebody is doing his due diligence, he went and saw the actual owner of the company. Just last year, it happened. The actual owner of the company claimed that he has not collected his CO4. Yes, I was the coordinator and I was one that did that investigation. You have not collected your CO4. I said, okay, go to lands and make sure that
Yes.
somebody have not collected on your behalf. He went and confirmed somebody has already collected. I advised the man go to Corporate Affairs Commission. As soon as he went to Corporate Affairs, he discovered that somebody has already changed his directors. irrelevantly, fraudulently. Katakata started in Corporate Affairs Commission. And the person that was involved in that fraud, the staff, was fired.
Of course. Of course, immediately.
So, through this process, just mysteriously, the original from the people that collected it appeared. If not because we guided this man, he wouldn't even know.
Yes, he would have lost that land. Yes.
And he will not discover that he has lost that land until, and if he's not visiting the site, we will think that, yes, he has land, this and that. Before he knows it, the land has already been built. So, there are so many of these issues.
So many of these
so
issues, yes, so many of these issues that we'll be speaking on today. Now, inflation is one major challenge that has affected most of the sectors in Nigeria, not just the real estate sector alone. Now, we'll look at the current economic challenges, including high inflation and volatile exchange rates. Now, how would you say these factors has affected the fraudulent activities in the real estate market?
Yeah, you see, there are people that will advertise for stakeholders to subscribe on their developments. Maybe the cost of a unit is 50 million.
Okay.
From the beginning. But as time progresses, the cost of construction will double, it will triple, even before the final delivery of this product to these off-takers. So you will operate at a loss. The developers are wise now to make the subscription to be flexible, depending on the current situation of the building materials and all other expenses in the construction. They must make sure also they deliver on target. If they are not delivering on target, that is their fault. They must deliver on target in order to beat off the issue of inflation. However, so many developers are wise. Right from the beginning, all those items that are not perishable in the construction industry that will maybe be affected by time before they implement, they buy and keep in stock. If I have my cement already intact, I have my gravels already intact, I have my reinforcement, the roads and everything already intact, after making the bill of quantities, I know what I need, that will be enough for me to deliver this product. You see, you have now beat that issue. If in the next 3 months, the next 5 months, the next 6 months, the price has gone up, you are already beyond that because you already have your material on the side. That's how many developers, so many developers are doing now in order to beat that trend. So, unfortunately, before they deliver, there are those items that are going to acquire at the finishing level. So, perhaps before the completion, instead of 50 million, it must have gone to 60 or 70. Well, they can explain things to their stakeholders. If it is captured in the original agreement between them and their stakeholders. Why you have problem is that if these action, these issues, these challenges are not captured in the original agreement, it will become an issue. By the time you are telling a stakeholder, you said 50 million, I gave you 50 million.
Why
are you telling me to increase money now? I will never agree. We'll go to court. And then this man knows that whatever he does, he cannot deliver. Because he has not got extra money to deliver. So the matter will linger. He has not continued with the development.
The matter has not been settled.
The matter has not been settled. Instead of 16 million, it has gone to 70, 80, 100. Before the final, he cannot perform magic if he doesn't have the money.
Not at all.
So the developers may make sure that I tell the off-takers, these are the challenges. I intend to deliver this product in 1 year period or in 2 years period. And he must make sure that no matter the challenge, he delivers. So in the course of that, since it's 1 year, anything can happen within now and 6 months. You have to bear with me, and I'm going to adjust the course, and you will call you for a meeting. Always call for a meeting with the stakeholders and be briefing them for them to make sure that they are not shortchanging them. If you do that, everything will be okay. But some people now, yes, the cost has increased. If it has increased by 20%, you will claim that it has been increased by 50%. These are the things, the sharp practice that is not good.
These
and
are
the
so
off-takers
many years.
will always feel that developers are shortchanging them because of the challenges. They use the challenge again to their own advantage.
Yes. Thank you so much for that analysis, Town Planner Umar. Well, we still have a lot to discuss. And the real estate fraudulent activities that is going on is, you know, something that needs to be regulated. And so far, so good. We have some organizations that are affiliated to the real estate sector. And I know that some of them would have, one or two things to want to contribute in tackling all of this. But now let's look at the regulatory framework in the real estate sector now that allows for these sharp practices to thrive. What can be done to address this gap? Because it's a gap. There's a space in there that needs to be filled. And how do we fill this space?
Okay. The regulators, we have regulators from the NGO side. We are talking of the professional bodies, Nigeria Center Planners, Council of Registered Engineers, Nigerian Super Architects, and you have the ARCON also. You have Town Plan Regulation Council, TOPREC. You have
we have a whole
all
lot
of them.
Of them.
Yes, we have the regulators, we have the institutes. All of them are there. And you cannot be a member of all these professional bodies if you don't have the qualification to be registered. So first of all, those people that are the real professionals, the ones that are registered, you don't always have this sharp practice from them. Though these issues are in terms of characters. You can have somebody that is a registered professional, but involved in the sharp practices.
Yes.
You cannot rule out that.
Exactly.
But majority, if you want to get people that are right, that you want to capture, if you have private development, make sure you have this professional to supervise your work, to construct your buildings and all of that. And then on the government side, development control is there. In all the states of the federation, they have Department of Development Controls. Before you commence development, you must present the right title document. They must make sure that they are the rightful owner before they give you approval. Even in the process of the approval, they must make sure that you are developing in an area that is allowed for that structure to stand. You cannot go and develop residential houses, residential development in an area that's meant for commercial.
Exactly.
So you cannot go and develop an industry in a residential area. So that is why we call it development control. It controls the development to make sure that people develop where they are rightly supposed to develop. And then when you are giving approval, it doesn't stop there. Are you building according to the approval? Because some people will go and commence work with some standard materials, or they will not do their foundation very well. If the foundation is not strong, the building will not stand.
Of course it won't.
If you don't have the actual concrete mixing, if you don't have the right enforcement, the rods that are supposed, is it iron 12, is it iron 15, is it iron 20? You cannot go and use iron 12 in place of iron 20. It cannot stand. So We have professionals in this agency that will always inspect the site and make sure that the building that we are developing has everything that has been approved embedded into it. Otherwise, we are going to have problems with collapsed buildings.
We're going to come to that, Town Planner Omar. Let's go on a short break, and then when we come back, we have a lot to discuss about. We'll also look at, the police involvement in, trying to sort out all of these issues, if really they are the rightful people to call up to, because we have people that have these cases and then the first place they go to is the police station. And then we also have so many other things to discuss. But viewers, let's go on a quick break, and then when we come back, the discussion commences. Stick around.
Get credible and authentic housing news at your fingertips by downloading the Housing TV mobile app. You can also join the African International Housing Show live from across the globe through the Housing TV mobile app. The mobile app features live streaming and trending housing news. You can locate the AIHS venue via the app, network with AIHS seasoned speakers, and live chat with exhibitors. You can also order house or building materials at AIHS via this app. Download the Housing TV mobile app now from the App Store and Google Play Store. And don't forget to click on the notification button. Available for both iOS and Android users. Housing TV is also on Star Times, channel 149 decoder.
Welcome back. Glad to know you're still there. If you're just joining us, this is Good Morning Africa show on Housing TV Africa. We're discussing property sector, tackling real estate fraud and sharp practices in Nigeria. Now, I and Town Planner Omar Shoaib has been discussing about those fraudulent activities and a whole lot. So now this brings me to my next question, sir. We just spoke about the gap that we have in the real estate sector and how it can be, filled up in tackling the fraudulent activities that we have. Now, let's look at both property sales and rentals. How have rising property prices and construction costs influenced the prevalence of fraud in the sector in both buying and selling?
You see, first of all, the cost of material is a major important factor. I cannot construct my house, which a unit costs 100 million naira, to go and sell it at 80 or 50.
You have to make gain.
I'm doing that to make gains, to make money.
Yes.
I must make profit. So if I construct a house at the rate of 100 million, at least let me get maybe 5 million, 10 million, just marginally.
Yes.
But depending on the circumstances and the location also matters. The cost of a house in the central area or in phase 1 of the city development is much higher than in phase 2 or phase 3. So if you are looking for house relative to your own capability, you must know where you belong. You can get your house somewhere outside. But if you are trying to get a house very close to the city and somebody is offering that, if it is a rent or ownership, outside ownership as a cost, it's very cheap and that, please think twice.
Beware.
Think twice.
I like that.
So, rightly, there are professionals in the field that can guide. We have the property developers. We have the rightful property agents that can guide aright. Just get all of them and they can guide you. Secondly, the system is there for you to confirm. Yes, somebody wants me to rent a house at a place. How does he get approval? Please go and confirm. Because by the time you rent or you buy, at the end of it all, there are so many issues that a development, they are going to use your investment. If the man even eventually pay you back your money, the inconvenience is there.
Yes. The trauma.
Because of the trauma and the inconvenience.
Yes.
Transferring your goods, your family getting here and there, before you can get in another place. You see, at times, the people, they know themselves that what they are doing is wrong. And they would like to recruit you because you are already a victim. You don't have the option to help them fight. If possible, to get that land or this property, yes, back, they will recruit even the innocent tenants or innocent stakeholders that bought the house or the land or whatever is bought before the final product. They become recruited. Because they're also trying, if the man got it right, they're also saving themselves. But there is nothing they will do if it's a product of fraud that will stand. So the inconvenience is there. In the time of cost, yes, cost is a market issue. Costing is a market issue. We have the rightful developers. They develop and they have to make profit. So the product is expensive now. So you should expect, if the building material are expensive, you should also expect the end product will also be expensive. So these are the challenges in the sector.
Okay, so over time we have seen that the Nigerian police have will not be able to play, or rather fill in that gap that we have in tackling this fraudulent activities in the real estate sector. So it comes to my mind, is the police the right channel to direct all of this to, or do you advise a court should be established especially for, you know, these fraudulent activities happening in the housing sector? Because it's not something that happens once in a while. It's possible as we're speaking right now in the studio, someone has been defrauded out there and helpless, don't know what to do, where to cry to, and how they can get their money back. So what's your overview on that?
You see, in the system, everybody has its responsibility. Whenever you catch somebody, the fraudsters, you have finished your work. You are handing over them to the police.
Yes.
It's the police that are going to prosecute. They prosecute the criminal in the court of law. So everybody has his responsibility. However, the Constitution has made a provision for urban and regional planning tribunals. A special court.
Okay.
It's a court. It's doing the function, it's performing the consequence.
And it's really functional?
Yeah, the problem is that it's in Abuja here, at times the administration, some administration will establish and make them to work. Some administration will keep them to be dormant. Presently, that tribunal is dormant in Abuja.
Of course, because there's no recent news or information about what they have done that is out there in the public. So, and I know a lot of persons don't even know that exists.
The tribunal is there, but the membership is not formed. That is an office for Abuja Urban Regional Plan Tribunal under the FCD. It is there up to now, presently, but the thing has not been constituted. The membership has not been constituted.
So what can you say is the problem of that?
There should be members. These members are professionals. You have engineers, you have town planners, you have estate. All of them, there is a provision that you have this, that in that provision according to the law. The law is there. But the individual, the subsequent administration, some will feel will establish them, some don't establish. Presently, it has not yet been established. It is still there. So all what will advise for the administration, if the administration now is, to constitute the Urban and Regional Planning Tribunal. It will solve so many problems. So it will make the matters that are going to the regular courts. It will have here, you have the professionals that are rightly placed to handle this matter because it involves property development. Mm-hmm. So if anybody has a case and it has been determined at the tribunal, if he feels not satisfied, he can appeal. He can go to the Court of Appeal. But whatever goes to the regular courts, they look at the findings and conclusion of the tribunal before they. If it is rightly made, they confirm, they affirm. If we still want to go to Supreme Court, you can go further. But if you have the tribunal in place, it will solve so many problems. So definitely the regulatory agency, development control, will do it. If the development control got a fraudulent developer, they'll hand him to the police. The police will do their diligence and come and get whatever information that will support their argument in court. Yes. They will get it from the development control. Even if it requires the officers to go and give evidence in the court, that is why they are there.
Yes.
And make sure that all these culprits are punished.
Thank you so much, Town Planner Umar Shuaib, for that very good overview concerning the police involvement with, apprehending fraudulent people. So let's move to your profession as a town planner, because I say this, it's a collective effort. One person cannot do it alone. One institution cannot do it alone. There's this thing with collectiveness. When we come together and put our hands together to chant a particular cause, trust me, we're going to have good results at the end of the day. So now, as a town planner, what role do you think professionals in your field can play in curbing fraudulent activities in the real estate?
Yes, the issue is not the monopoly of a single professional body.
Yes.
In a development, you have an involvement of a surveyor. You have an involvement of town planner. Mm-hmm. You have an involvement of engineer. There are structural engineers, civil engineers. Mm. We have electrical engineers. We have mechanical engineers. All these professionals in the engineering profession are involved in a single development. You have the estate also involved. So all the professionals are involved in a single development. So because the building industry has a profession, we have what we call an Association of Professional Bodies of Nigeria, APBN. And they come and collaborate and make sure whatever challenge that are there in the industry, they tackle it professionally. Whoever is the responsibility on a certain development, if a problem is discovered, is this from the structural aspect of that development? We call the structural engineer. Is it on the building? I've also builders in the industry. We have COBOL.
Yeah.
So is it the problem of the structural engineer, the architect that designed the structure? All of them, we must also come together. That is why in development control, you have all the professionals in order to vet a plan correctly. The town planners will do their own and pass it to the architects. The architects make sure that the requirements in the design are standard before they pass it to the engineers. Electrical engineer, physical, mechanical, and civil engineer. The engineering calculation must be right.
Sure.
All the columns and the beams must be seen to be rightly placed. And all the reinforcements, the sizes of the rods must be seen to be rightly placed before the approval is granted. That is how we work. All the involved professionals are involved.
So there's no way we can talk about fraudulent activities without skipping building collapse, because it's still, you know, I always say one of the reasons why some of these buildings, we have building collapses almost everywhere in Nigeria is there are still fraudulent activities in the real estate sector. So now let's talk about incessant building collapses in Nigeria. What can you say is really the major issue of these buildings being collapsing on a regular?
Yeah, a building collapse could have a history, ab initio, if you have not got it right from the beginning. Whatever you put is going to collapse. Why do I say that? Starting from the soil. Whenever the authority wants to declare an area fit for development, they have to test that land and make sure, yes, this area is feasible for physical development. The authority will not plan and make layout in areas that are liable to flooding, to have houses there. They will not approve for a residential layout in areas where they know the ground is not stable. So if a residential layout or commercial layout is made in this type of area, you may have an issue. The building will not stand. Though professionally, you can build even in an ocean, but you must make a thorough analysis of that ocean before you even put the development that you want to put over the ocean. If it is on land, yes, even if, yes, that area is fit for residential development, the foundation must be right. You must have soil test, soil analysis report must be presented in development control where the engineers will satisfy, yes, this soil is capable
To carry the structure.
to carry this structure. You cannot go and put 5-story development on a ground which capacity is only 2 floors.
And a lot of people don't know this.
Yes. You cannot go and put a 5-floor structure with a foundation of 2 floors.
It will go down.
You cannot go and superimpose and add. When you have already finished 2 floors, approval has been given for only 2 floors. You go and add 2 other floors on top of that. First of all, the approval will be given only for 2 floors. Meaning the reinforcement, the iron that are going to be put from
It's
the
for
foundation,
that
right from the
2 floors,
foundation,
yes.
is only for 2 floors. And you are adding other floors on top. These are the issues, or many of them, that will bring about building collapse. If you inform people, do not do this, they feel your heart on them. But actually building, construction is an expensive business. You either do it, spend your money to do it, or you lose lives. Which one is better? Spend the money and make sure you save lives.
Yes.
If you don't have money to spend, don't even get involved in the business. Because you are risking people's lives. So, whenever there is any issue of building collapse, institutional collapse, we commence investigation from this route. Who are the people, the professionals that supervise the development in that area? Why do you allow this development to continue? From the beginning, is the soil analysis made? Is the foundation put in, the basket from the foundation, are they of the right investment, reinforcement? Because we dig and make sure that we go to the root and find the basket and see the size of the rods that have come out.
To hold that.
And that is why in the monitoring exercise, when you give you building plan approval, we have what we call setting out approval. In that setting out approval, our professional will go, the staff of the control department, to make sure that, yes, you are putting up 6-floor structure. The foundation from the beginning can support that 6-floor structure.
Yes.
If it cannot, we will not give you sitting approval.
Exactly.
Any time you find out that has been a collapse, so many of these requirements have been violated. If you abide by this requirement, you know this building collapse. Anywhere that is building collapse, by the time we dig deep, we find out that somebody must have cut corners. Either the developer, when the monitoring officers have gone, to go and have inadequate mixing of his concrete, or he changes the reinforcement when the monitoring officers have left, and before they come back, he must have casted. They will not see what he has casted. After approving whatever he has put, this and that. So there are so many sharp practices. So many things are involved.
So many.
Which time will not allow us
Exactly,
to
exactly, sir. So we are almost rounding up the Good Morning Africa show on Housing TV Africa. But before I let you go, I just have some couple of questions to, conclude all the discussions we've been having since. Now, let's look at the government and the private contributions to tackling all of these issues, because the government cannot do it alone. Neither can the private sectors do it alone. There has to be a collaboration and also a partnership. So how can the government and private sector, come together, and also regulatory bodies as well? How can they all work together to create a more transparent and trustworthy real estate market in Nigeria, so that when people are taking out their life savings, are taking loans, are taking their gratuity to purchase a land for them to have shelter for their family, so they can have this rest and assurance that they are putting their money into the right sector?
You see, people talk of government, people talk of private organization. The real people that are in government, those that are in private organizations, are all people. And character makes people. Whatever you see that is happening in this country, there are laws guiding them. But our characters make us
not to go use the law to do the right thing.
Our characters. So the most important thing is the people's character.
I like that.
So if our characters are good, the government is going to be good, everything is going to be okay. But if we have skewed characters, questionable characters, whatever law that you have will not work. So let's make sure we always have the right people in the right place. And this problem will be a thing of the past. That is just it. Everything as provided by law is already there. And they are made to work. But the people will not allow it to work.
For their own selfish reasons.
That is it. That is it. But if you believe whatever you have, see, it's just selfishness to accumulate and what you cannot.
You cannot take it to when you leave the world.
Your offsprings, you cannot live. Yes. You go and accumulate what? You don't know when you are leaving the world. You accumulate all this wealth. Get this, that, get this and that. You see, there are people that have all this wealth stashed outside the country. They will not use it.
It's wasted.
The country will not use it. They will die, nobody knows, and then they left it to the foreigners there to enjoy the Nigerian wealth. Sorry to say. It's very unfortunate.
Very, very unfortunate. So I want us to, educate the viewer. Being someone who is a professional in the built environment, just kindly list out the right process, the right papers in which subscribers, would ask for the moment they want to purchase these properties.
First of all, this development, does it have the title document? Yes, it has. So confirm, is the person whose name is in the title document, is he the right person you are dealing with? You have to go to that extent. Also, how the wrong person is not the owner of the document. If you have established that, the next step is establish, yes, he has the building plan approval. If he doesn't have the building plan approval, it's another issue. So when you establish that, I'm free there. Everywhere is there, free for you to go. You can go to lands registry, get whatever information that you have, the name of the developer, the name, origin. You know, there are some land that change hands twice, thrice before it reaches the actual developer. Make sure I follow it all, because your money is there. There are people that want to buy the land and put up 10 billion naira
Just to have
to
that
develop
land.
the housing estate. That money is big. So spend your money to make sure that you are not losing the money
I like
to
that.
lands. If it means going to corporate affairs, go.
Take the
Because-
pain.
Exactly. This land, in fact, there are lands that you cannot buy them. You are going to buy this house, 500 million naira, 1 billion naira, 5 billion naira. There are lands that are worth that. If you are buying a land worth 5 billion naira, how much are you going to put to develop? Up to 100 billion at times. So take your time, even if you are spending 100 million to make sure that you are acquired the right land from the right people. Do that. You are saving billions. Go to development control and make sure that land is developable. You are not buying a land that is on floodplains. There are so many of developers that are in floodplains now. Anytime there is heavy rainfall in Abuja, those people that bought their lands along the airport road, I don't want to mention the estate. That is a very notorious estate there in the airport road. Very notorious. Anytime there is flooding, you hear the name of that estate. We know how that estate was built. You know, so many people went and bought. And whenever there is rain, they don't have sleep. They don't sleep in the night. Because there are so many instances where people's lives were lost in the night.
Yes.
on flood.
Due to the flood.
Due to
Yes.
flooding. So make sure that yes, where you are, if you are an off-taker, where you are buying that your house is not on flood plains. If it is on flood plains, you will not even be given building plan approval. There are people that manufacture approval. They manufacture approval because they go and have their building plans approved, backdated. People that are out of service will go and sign to be given money. Perhaps the people just former staffs that are involved in these sharp practices. By the time you go for investigation, you go to development control, you find out that it's not in the record. So do not go in.
Thank you so much, Town Planner Umar Shuaibu, for that very, very educative steps in which subscribers can, get the right information before they acquire their property. So looking forward briefly, because we're almost wrapping up, looking forward, what steps should be taken to ensure a more secure and fraud-free real estate environment in this country, briefly?
Briefly, I've already mentioned there. I've already mentioned the developers themselves, the off-takers themselves. As a developer, make sure that the land is rightly owned before you buy. As an off-taker, make sure that the developer has a title, has building plan approval, and he has abide by all the requirements of the building plan approval. If you have got all this one, you are satisfied, go ahead. But if there is any problem, I'm assuring you that you have problem along the way. And don't let the developer deceive you. Have you got different approval? But I've got to development control. No, the matter is on process now. You see, this and that. Just come and buy it, because so many people are there. You're going to lose it if the next one month he didn't come. Other people are going to let him sell to other people.
Yes.
Huh? Because I know I save my money, I can have other places. There are so many of them. So if I have not got your land, does not mean that I cannot get that anywhere.
Yes.
So if you find a developer that has separate attack, come quickly, other people, tell him to give to other people. And you'll be surprised. Even if you're going to get the next 6 months, you'll still be looking for Africans.
Thank you so much, Town Planner Umar Shoaib, former coordinator, Abuja Metropolitan Management Council. It's always a delight to have you in the studio discussing this very, very worrisome topic. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you very much for having me.
And I know the viewer have, enjoyed our conversation so far,
Yeah,
and
welcome.
they have learned a lot
Yeah,
from
yeah,
you.
welcome.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
So, viewer, you've heard everything we've discussed today on the Good Morning Africa show. We hope that you've learned one or two things from today's episode. Thank you so much for watching. You can watch this episode and subsequent episodes by subscribing to our YouTube channel, Housing TV Africa. You can also follow us on all social media platforms at Housing TV Africa. And good to say, the Housing TV app is on Google Play Store and Apple Store for your use. So quickly go there, download to stay connected and get all the necessary information you need to know in the housing sector. I'll be coming your way with another very interesting discussion on the Good Morning Africa show. Thank you so much for watching. I am Yemuna Bagududu. Enjoy the rest of your day. Bye-bye.
Let's go.